What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Lee. It's Friday. You know what we do on Fridays? Another bad A interview for you. Man, you know about y'all? You know my Cowboys getting beat down right now? It's still good because we here kicking with y'all this lovely Friday night. So as always, I'm going to bring my boy on because, you know, he behind the scenes, but he also the take charge personality. What's up, man?
Hey, man. You know, look, I am enjoying. I think this is day 8 of this 30-day hiatus. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, welcome back. Like you've been gone. Like you was out there in Vegas. Must be nice.
Man, it was real nice, dog. Wasn't no big old crowds. Came and went as I pleased. Found a couple of spots. Stuff wasn't too expensive, but all good. Got to watch my boy turn that big 2-1, so it was gravy.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him. But man, look, we got a fire interview tonight, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you, he's from the Houston area. This is Brandon Johnson, man, and he got a story. But before we get that going, let's just see if we can.
You know, I still believe it. You and me. 'Cause every night I go to sleep, I can see it like a movie in my dreams. Putting my face in the dirt on the ground, still I raise up to take back the crown. Yes, you can break my body, but you can't lock the soul of a man down.
Follow your dreams, not your addictions. How we gon' follow our dreams locked in a prison? They try to swallow me whole, God be my witness. Deprive me out of my dreams, but I'm relentless.
I still believe it. You and me. 'Cause every night I go to sleep, I can see it like a movie in my dreams. Putting my face in the dirt on the ground, still I raise up to take back the crown. Yes, you can break my body, but you can't lock the soul of a man down. As I lay down to sleep, pray the Lord, so the key, all in one, rest in peace, please God, watch over me. As I lay down to sleep, pray the Lord, so the key, all in one, rest in peace, please God, watch over me.
Man,
that's some stuff giving me goosebumps, man.
hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. Look, we're gonna bring the man, the myth, the legend, man, the conqueror, Brandon, the basketball speaker Johnson on. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. How's it going?
What's up, baby?
What's up? Glad to have you, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. I just want to say it look amazing. 2 young black brothers doing something amazing like this, man. So I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Hey, man, say that again for the people in the back. You know what I'm
Be the most handsome guy on here. I'm gonna throw that out there, man. I see if any lady tuning in, man, it's all about you, bro. Nah, man. No, I just wanted to say, man, like I say, to see you guys, young black men, doing something amazing, giving us a platform to share our testimonies, man. And trying to reach back, man, and help out, man. You guys' platform is an amazing thing for us, man. And anybody that's trying to do something, man, I'm make sure I should shout you guys out, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Look, they hanging out. Thanks for sis hanging out with us. Hey, fam, and it says finally getting to catch an episode. Hey, definitely appreciate you for hanging out with us. And this is one that you're gonna want to tune into. So where you hanging out with us at, man? Like where you?
Man, I'm in Houston, Texas. You know, I'm repping to the fullest, man. Excuse me, I got my Canada cap on, man. But you know, Drake put his own together, man. So it's a Houston, Canada thing. But yeah, I'm in Houston, man. The weather's okay. It's not the best, but you know, it's getting kind of San Diego and shit here. So I'm all right. I'm all right. What you guys got going, man? How you guys feeling out there?
Oh man, you know I'm not in the town of swinging and banging. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the town of I'm out here in Dallas, man. But you know it's Friday. Got a good interview in the work week. So exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing to do. Just change lives, man. That's all.
Facts. So, there's somebody trying to recruit you. Come to Dallas.
Oh man, come on, man. Come on. Dallas cool. I love Dallas. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I could if I'm just saying if I ain't have my babies, I'll be in Cali. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I wasn't in Cali, I'll pull up on Dallas, man. Dallas always show love, man. I actually worked out with some of the teams there, so it was love, Dallas, man. I got a lot of family from East Texas. So they from East Texas, Athens, they go straight to Dallas most of the time. So
Yes, sir.
Nice. Okay, so you was from all over, huh? Up, south, up north, down south, west coast, east coast.
yeah, but you know, it's only one home though.
It's true. Facts.
I've been God had blessed me and gave me opportunity to travel a lot of places, but Houston's home. There ain't nothing like it, man.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So, what was your most, what was the most favorite place that you traveled? Because you've been a lot of places.
Man, honestly, Croatia is man, it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. I actually cursed my agent out, man. I was like, why would you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I traveled a lot of places, and Croatia just gave me a whole different vibe. But you want to go where you love. And I had an amazing season in Croatia. And then from the coach to the players, from the fans, I was actually the first American there. So in a sense, man, I gave a lot of people opportunity. It was kind of like, hey, if you don't do good, we're not bringing Americans back. So you know what? I'll give you a reference point. Kukuc and all those. That's where they from. Split, Croatia. All the kids that played for Chicago and all them, the Bulls, they come. They was running the countries. You know, they almost beat the USA team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's where they all from. That's where I was playing at. That's where I played at.
Okay, so you got game.
No, man, I just train. I give a lot of effort, man. That's one thing I know I can control. It's a lot of people with talent, but man, they don't give all the effort. You know, I think that's what separates it. You know, some people just give more effort, and that's something you can't teach. You know.
Agree. So, one thing, you've played some basketball. Where did you play your basketball? You played in local high school in Houston?
Yeah, man, I went to Rilla Ridge High School, baby. You know, home of TJ Ford, Daniel Ewan, Ivy McFarland, man, legendary. You know, shouts out to the home team, man. They showed me the right way to do it. I couldn't reach that level. Obviously, y'all know who TJ Ford is.
Right.
And, man, to see them live, man, it was motivation. It inspired me. I watched them perform. They had to buy a new gym in order to fill the seats. Yeah, man, they was crazy. So I came up under there, man. Rilla Ridge High School, Coach Courtney and all those guys, man. They just showed me a different culture. I never had really motivation to play basketball like that, just at a higher level. But when I saw them and like I said, like I told you, when I was growing up, I played with Master P, and I had it. Yeah,
I didn't throw that in there.
And I'll just give you where it derived from, man. My older brothers played sports, but we was all kind of, my mom's side was gangsters, you know, so I never really took hold to it like that. It was kind of like, I want to do it, but I really don't know, and you're young. And, man, I played with Master P that summer, man. I was in the gym. He said, you make these 3 shots, I put you on the team. He was in the wrong gym. His auntie, Miss Hogan, worked on the girls. She was the head coach of the girls basketball team. So when he came in the gym, he went the wrong way. He walked in. This is how God worked. He walks in. He said, man, you make 3 shots, I put you on the team. Made 3 shots. Next thing I know, I'm traveling the whole country that summer, man. All everywhere. Wow. But that seed that was planted that my brothers in the older generation didn't get, Master P opened my mind up something beyond Houston, you know, something beyond the ghetto, something beyond poverty. It was like, this one he was make them say, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, he walk in the gym, ain't nobody.
It was Tank Dog. It was about 50 people in there. He had the no limit
big tank on. Come on, man. You know, that's different. That's when they make it, not Master P. And I'm talking about with the tank. Shouts out to Master P, man. He just got the award at the BET Awards too, man. So, but yeah, man, that man really put on for a lot of people throughout the city and helped a lot of the youth. And he don't know how much he changed my life, but that seed that was planted, man, just made me a little bit different than the kids that hadn't seen nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Wow. And I mean, you're no stranger to hard time and poverty, like, because you had some issues in high school, like you had homelessness, like
Yeah. So I would say this. I credit my father my mom was going through her situation, which eliminated me and my brothers. We all had to separate. We had different fathers. So then I went to my dad, met my dad, lived with him for a few years. And I just think in the midst of what he was going through, as I got older, I understand the difference of the maturity of, man, it's hard enough to live your own life, let alone live for 5 other people. So when I got older, you know, I'm at peace with it now because I understand what you got to go through from an individual standpoint. But in the midst of it as a kid, you feel like you're not important. You know, like I was doing a lot of different things and I wasn't getting the right credit. I thought, you know, the right nurturing. My mom was a gangster, so I didn't really get that kid nurturing. So I grew up fast. My brother, my uncles, they was all tough. I was exposed to a lot. I knew a lot. And with that being said, when I bring up the later on in my life, you'll see why that recipe was needed. And God knew what he was doing. In order for me to survive when I had to go through that recipe of my mom being a gangster, my dad was stern. But he was tough, you know, he was a man of his word. If he say no, it's no, though. But with that being said, he was so stubborn where he couldn't get past this new world. And with that being said, AAU and all them things start happening. I made a decision to go be great when I was 15, and my brothers and them made a different decision. I was mature enough that my dad kind of clashed me and my brothers together. So when they made a decision like, shit, this is it, I'm going to drop out, I'm just going to do whatever, he had me linked in, even though he was going through his process. Man, I made the decision one night, shit, hey, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they gave me an ultimatum, man. That was the last person that told me to give me an option. You know what I'm saying? So I stood on that. And then I don't even want to talk as if I went and killed it. God just did his thing, you know. Wow. And I think which I'll bring up another point later, but good kids in bad situations. And I was a good kid in a bad situation. You know, I wasn't causing chaos. I understood the fire was hot, but I never touched it. You get what I'm saying? I could have got out there to a certain extent, but basketball always was kind of bringing me back, or God would bring me back to a routine. You know, he put certain people in my life. That was just amazing, man. And when I went through that level of poverty, the level of sleeping in cars, when I was really homeless, not a place to sleep, you know, I think I've always been a positive person and kind of saw the best part in everything. And that allowed me to kind of look past, like, man, look what I'm going through. And like I say, shouts out to my AAU coaches, the fathers that's not your biological, but they give you an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That's why coaches are so instrumental in these kids' life. You know, even though I was homeless, yeah, it was crazy because I remember my coach used to pick me up from random houses. And when we got older, he was like, man, I never knew you was going through all that. You know what I'm saying? But I was just always calling him, like, pick me up. I would try to make it a practice, you know, because that was my sanctuary. That was my home. So even though I was homeless, man, it was super dope just to keep pushing. I'm a competitor, man, and to complain about it, that just wasn't my thing. And I think that kept me in a good space, in which God sent me another angel. My best friend Milton, his grandma took me in. You know, she heard I wasn't going to school and all those things, and she gave me a chance to lay my head down at night. So, man, from there, you know, I got back to playing the game I love consistently.
But didn't that come with like a contingent? Because I mean, you know, you wasn't on the straight and narrow. I mean, no. So, I mean, you know, because you may have had a good heart, but once you're in the lineup, you're in the lineup. You know, once
I was in the lineup. I jumped out there, man, and put my hands to some things, from selling dope to the fights to the, you know, hanging around the gangsters, man. I jumped out there. You know, I moved fast, and I'm a person with no fear. You can smell that on a person when he's not overthinking. Man, I'm not worried about nothing. And I know the difference between somebody that's living for something and somebody that's not living. And during that time, I wasn't living for nothing. I didn't have college on my mind. I didn't have anything on my mind. It just felt like, you know, without saying, I feel like the world had just, you know what I'm saying, changed on me. And, you know, I'm living in a city where my dad, and then what's crazy, my brothers were still going to the school. I would come to the games and see my dad in them, you know, like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it was a weird situation because I was on varsity and my brothers was on junior varsity. And I was a freshman, you know, so it was even that where my brothers and them kind of felt some kind of way too. But, you know, overall, man, it was an experience of, man, I'll tell you the coolest moment. I tell everybody this is kind of how my t-shirt line, man, my apparel line got started because so when I was homeless, my coach wanted me to dress up for the game. You know how you dress up for the game, and I didn't want the embarrassment of saying, man, I ain't got the clothes. because everybody else think I'm cool. I got a poker face. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's who you are at the schoolhouse, but when you go home, you don't know if they beating you up or what. So when I'm at school, I got a poker face. I'm smiling. I'm always upbeat. I got good energy, and you wouldn't know what I was going through. So the principal saw me in the stands. She know I care about ball. She's like, "Why you not playing?" I didn't elaborate to her. So check this out. This is how God works, and this is why it's no script and why blessings. I'll explain why I think blessings are blessings, because I get back to the school the next day. She calls me to the front office. I'm thinking I'm in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I get to the front office, and man, she calls her husband to pick me up. Her husband picks me up. He takes me to Men's Warehouse, buy me like 10 outfits. The next day, man, next game, I'm shocked. You know what I'm saying? And I identify that with blessings, because a lot of people think blessings is a physical thing. If I give you $500, everybody can do that. But it's the ones you can't account for, the ones you can't calculate when I feel like it's connected to God. You get what I'm saying? And that's a blessing. If I give you $100, a kid could do that if he go hustle. You get what I'm saying? But a blessing is something. If I walked up to you right now outside your house and give you a car, that's a different, and something that you need. You get what I'm saying? That woman didn't have to do that for me. So it changed my mindset. And after a while, I take completely what God gives me from an experience standpoint. Like, I'm not about to be confused the next moment something bad happened. Oh, God ain't with me. I'm not that person. I take what he do and I'm watching it. So from then I'm like, man, I'm kind of favored. And it was a lot of moments that started happening just because my heart's in the right place. I'm doing wrong, but I've read something where if you're not conscious of your mistake, you're not held accountable. You get what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So I'm moving at a pace, but I'm not knowing that this is wrong. I know a little bit, but come on, it's kind of, I'll break this down. It's kind of like you can cheat your whole high school career, have all these women. Somehow about 25, you become conscious like, this shit wrong. She crying. And you know, and now you feel it, but you don't feel nothing in high school, huh? Or in your early years, everything seemed okay. Cheating on women, multiple women, nobody cares. And it seemed like you're not doing wrong. But then you get 25, you got one girl, you had 50 in high school, but you got one girl you might cheat on, and it hits you like, because your conscience, that shit's wrong. You get what I'm saying? Right. And it's just different. It's just, but like I say, man, high school was competitive. The adversity I went through to continue to go to school, to continue to try to do something with my life, I think that was the most competitive part. And plus, the homies knew I was all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, today, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Cool. But sometimes I had to get out there and fight with the homies. You know what I'm saying? You
got to. That's what the black top for. Man, so, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to our viewer right now. We got to know who you are. Hit the link so we can know who you are. So we got, that's what walking angels do. That's what I call people who truly have an amazing heart.
Man, that's a blessing.
Okay. And on that note, how did you protect your amazing heart being in the Lion's Den like that?
Oh man, I don't want to take credit for it, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm big on my spiritual, because I know, man, I walked this journey, and like I say, some shit just blatant. Like, oh, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me, and I get it, and I know it. Like for me to be able to get there, man, I took the SAT. I never studied one time, right? This how much God had a plan, because I never studied not looked at one piece of paper. I took that. I went to all my college visits, and they was like, "Well, where's your scores?" And I never even thought about doing the SAT. And I get back, and my coach said, "Man, you gotta take the SAT." I take the SAT. I take the SAT on my birthday. I walk in and tell the teacher, "I'm past this. I was born to take the SAT." So I walk in, man, and I don't remember. I couldn't tell you what I wrote on that test, man. She set me in the back corner. I was thinking cheat. Set me in the back corner. I'm like, oh man, I gotta put my Superman goggles on. You know? But I didn't even have the opportunity. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, you didn't even get to cheat. You know, like, so I didn't even think about what was gonna happen. I get down some weeks later, my scores get online. I'm in my coach's office. I look online. He's like, BJ. I'm like, what? Because I don't even know what's a good score. Now I made a 1250 on the SAT. 1250. 1250. My coach got on the phone and called these coaches. They start flying in. Never took it. Never took it one time.
Shout out to Coach Hill, with Waco Terry. He's hanging out with us.
What up, big homie? Yeah, it was just, moments like that solidifies like, man, this is bigger than me. And I tell everybody, I don't even know what I'm doing yet, because the plan he got for me, man, it's been, I don't question it. If you believe in God and think life is already planned, then what? You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was just a lot of moments.
So let's get into it right now. So, we got it all wound up. So, So you San Diego State basketball player.
Yep,
So,
yep. University of San Diego. Yeah.
Oh, is there a difference?
Yeah. So
Because
you got State with Kawhi, and then you got University of San Diego. So I'm gonna say this. This is as simple as this. You got State with black people. You got University of San Diego with white people. That 1250 got me into University of San Diego.
We're not clapping up for. We're not giving up for.
So San Diego State jumping. But this is how dumbfounded I am. I don't know that University of San Diego is a private school. I'm thinking it's about to be some work on the campus, party. It's a Catholic school and private. There's nothing going on. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? But State is across the street. That's our rival school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so State that's the Fab Five, Coach Fisher. They had Kyle Spain, they had Marcus Slaughter, they had Brandon Heath, they had they were stacked. Richie Williams, so when I got there, that was the first time they ever beat them, man. So we had a fight with them when I got there in the summer. They handling the other kids. I'm like, nah, this shit new. Hey, that ain't how it's going. Check the ball. You're not making calls and getting it. No, we about to argue this. But the other kids was like, yeah, that's travel. It ain't travel, but just give it to them. No.
Right.
I changed.
That's nice campus, though.
Yeah. University of San Diego. So you know why I signed? Come on, man. I played 60 minutes. The coach started finesse me. I'm like, nah, this is just beautiful. And I just felt like I'll be able to do what I want from a basketball standpoint by the time I'm finished, And I wanted to be a true freshman. I wanted to play. And somebody told me something, man, go where you love. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids make decisions on fascinations because somebody else built the program or somebody else went there. I made my decision like, I want to build my own, and I had Mississippi State, Illinois, A&M, and I chose University of San Diego. And my coaches was mad because I played football too. So everybody wanted me to play two sports. Jim Harbaugh was at University of San Diego. Yeah, for the 49ers or Ravens?
Ravens.
Yeah, he went to Stanford. Then, he was the head coach. I was walking up campus, and the coach knew it. He said, man, I heard you play cornerback. I was a lockdown corner. Yeah. And he's from there. He shut that down. Don't you
wait. You heard my look what did he say? I'm a lockdown corner.
Yeah, man.
He think he good. He ain't just say I'm a corner. You're like lockdown.
Man, I'm not even trying to just, but that was my love. That was like it was natural for me. Basketball, I had to train to be better. Football, man, I didn't even have to go to practice. If whoever the receiver was, I just lined up out there, man. I lined up out there and we went at it, but I didn't like coach made a deal with me. Like, listen, just stay in shape. And I get to practice. I just had to hold the best receiver. Martellus Bennett was the last guy I held like shut down. You know what I'm saying?
Marty B.
Yeah. He tells man, if he was on here right now, now from a strength that's a grown man. Shout out to Martellus. He's doing a lot of amazing things, man. You guys should check him out. He writing books for the youth.
Yep.
And he's doing some amazing stuff, man. I saw his journey, and he went to A-Leaf Taylor and everything, him and Fendi. And so it's just side notes. But, yeah, man, college, welcome. Culture shock. Yeah, University of San Diego, man, culture shock. Pure culture shock. Yeah, so, it was something.
I had played in the band, shout out to Grambling State University marching band. We played, we played in San Diego. We played Winston-Salem, though. And, so we didn't get an opportunity to, touring with, but the city was so cool. And I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing. I grew up watching TV. Mm-hmm. I did not know Tijuana was so close to San Diego.
Do that. Hey,
I didn't know
that. You're bringing up too much stuff. Listen, hey.
You said no script. No script. There's no script.
Hey, no script. I'll support it. Now you're going to see he be cheating. Y'all use the video to get me emotional. Now you're using my apparel against me. Okay. Tijuana is on the border, man. And when it was open, man. It was open because you can be 5 going to Tijuana and get right. So when I got there, it was like, oh, yeah. I'm all up. And then I'm going to tell you this. So University of San Diego is different. If I was with State, like 50 people go with me and feel safe. But I had a different smell on me. These are private school kids. So when I got to the school, everybody like, hit BJ, he gonna be the tour guy. Hey, they felt comfortable, like they felt safe because they knew I was on that kick. Like, listen, I don't care who it is, it's going down. So, it had its privileges from that standpoint. My common sense was higher than a lot of people because of the private school environment they grew up. They just knew books, So when I got there, man, it was the coldest part of my story that kind of hardened my heart is I get there, and like I said, I was homeless. I get to college, man. I got 2 bags of clothes, and I get off the plane. I'm never knowing how alone I am through this process. So I get to college. We get to a weekend. We stand in a condo with 5 of my teammates. They're all freshmen, newcomers. So we all getting to know each other. We stand, but all these kids come with their parents, like in trailers. You know, they got TVs and all this shit. And my mind is so locked in on basketball. I'm not even knowing I need this. I'm watching a movie thinking basketball season start when I get there. I'm not even knowing this. You got to go get books. There was so many things. Man, all I saw is he got game, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my mind was like, yo, this is how it go. So the part that was crucial for me, man, was to see those kids interact with their families in their rooms. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting in my room. I put my clothes in the drawer, and that's it. I don't have bed sheets. I'm just in there. You know, the coach walked by like, yo, is your family coming? I'm like, yeah, you know, like I don't want to be embarrassed again. And I'm like, yeah, but I watched these people, man. I grabbed my basketball and I went up to campus and dribbled, you know, because I felt that was my first time feeling something. You know, I'm real against emotions. Like I said, I grew up, I didn't really have that nurturing stage. So when that happened, it felt weird. I was just like, damn, are you crying? Are you about to cry? You know what I'm saying? So I never felt it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just the fact of, man, these kids are with their parents, and you're not knowing you 17 years old, how impactful that is. You know, I had to grow up so fast where I didn't feel it, but I felt it, and it was a weird, my body temperature changed. Like, damn. You know,
I understand that.
Yeah.
Because like August 1st, that's the official band date, the start of band camp for Grambling State University.
Yeah, and all the people are there.
Exactly. So I graduated from John McDonald in New Orleans. So my family, they didn't believe that I graduated from high school until they dropped me off at Grambling State University.
You're right
here. So that's the whole ride. They be like, oh, don't make me come out, drive all this way out here, and have to take your ass back.
You selling drugs on campus? Exactly. Check your instrument. He got kilos in the
Exactly. Like, what you doing there? So,
nah, man.
So I get
you know, Grambling, so I don't know if you know Dr. Thornton, but he was at Willow Ridge High School. We had like the #1 band in the country for a long time, man. We was on like all these shows, Oprah and everything. So a lot of our kids was so inspired. Like Grambling was like the extension. Like we go in there. Or
I like this guy. No, wait, no.
Grambling or Southern?
No, it's Grambling.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm saying like, but that was this yeah. You know, the Battle of the Bands and all that. You know, TSU and all that stuff. So
Grambling.
Yeah, Grambling official.
Okay, there we go.
Nah, y'all official. I give you credit, man.
But yeah, you know, definitely shout out to the HBCUs. It's all HBCU love. You know, that's all.
Shout out to Chris Paul for putting on for everybody too, man. He stayed wearing something remotely towards that, so that was dope.
Facts. But so you know, you was up at San Diego. So when did when did the bad stuff start happening? You know,
the bad stuff, man. So the bad stuff took place freshman year all the way. Nah, you know, like I said, man, it was just all different. Like I got older while I was there. My freshman year was growing pains, culture shock. I was learning how to study. I realized the education difference between people having money and people being poor. I know the separation gap. I didn't understand it. So I fought my way with school. I learned how to study. I picked up a lot from people around me. All these kids that grew up in private schools, they were so passionate about school. And I had already been exposed to life saying, you know, this shit ain't how this gonna go, right? Like, I know it. And they're saying, no, my mom told me though, you know, and I'm saying, yeah, I hear you. But, you know, and after a while I started seeing it unfold. But by the time I became a junior, shit, I had it figured out. I understood how to move in certain places and things like that. And then we went to the tournament, beat UConn. Beat a couple big schools, and all of a sudden I'm walking to the gym and I see NBA scouts. So shit start changing, man. I start seeing my life go to a whole nother level. I became way more mindful of my conversations, my ability to articulate, my ability to connect. I became a chameleon. I was able to connect with so many different ethnicities and things like that. So I grew, I matured, and I learned a lot. And God blessed me with an amazing group of kids because I know I was dumb. And these kids never looked down on me. I know if I would have went to a black school, they would have looked down on my education. I just wasn't book smart. You know what I'm saying? But the kids that God blessed me with, man, shouts out to my teammates, man. They were just, they helped me in a sense. They didn't say, They didn't look down. They understood, and they were smart kids where they understood, like, that's a nigga. You get what I'm saying? It's two different words. So sadly, I say that, but it's two different. I knew what I was. They understood what I was. I wasn't a black kid coming to the school. You know what I'm saying? You can sense that difference.
I understand.
And they understood that and they respected that, but they didn't look down upon me. They helped me through this process. When I said, man, I don't know how to do this, they didn't say, God damn, she said this. You know, they just really set me down and taught me and never showed any energy. And I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have said, I don't want to be here no more because I'm embarrassed again, you know? So by the time I was a junior, man, I was at study hall, you know, I'm right. You know, I was one of them eventually from a education standpoint, and I figured it out. And like I say, man, by the time I was a junior, shit, anything about negativity, about what I've been through, but I also had a blessing in 2007, man. My son was born and then my grandma died. So it was my sophomore year was tough to rewind because my son was born, which that was a blessing, but my grandma passed. And, that was the first lady when I was homeless, gave me a place to stay. And she took me in like I was one of hers. So when she passed, that kind of threw my whole sophomore year off. I was kind of depressed in a sense. And then my junior year, man, I raised hell and I did it for them. You know what I'm saying? I had a why. When you had a why, it changes your playing field, you know? And that's why you see people write stuff on their shoes, and because ain't nothing like playing with a why. You know, I talked to Eric Thomas and he always asks me like, your why. Toby tells me, what's your why? You know, so that was my why during that point. And man, senior year come, tear my Achilles, changed my whole stock. You know, I had the NBA on my mind. I tear my Achilles, my 6th game of the year, and man, it was tough. I had never been injured in my life. I get all the way up to the point where it's time to get the bag, and I get injured. I tell me, and Achilles. Yeah, Achilles is the worst injury you can have. It took me about 3 years to get it back, but in the midst of that, I go through the whole situation. I do my time, I do my rehab. When I get back 2 months before Stanford, I got bone spurs, takes me right back down to ground zero. And so I pushed through a full year, and that's when the whole issues start formulating. I wasn't confident, insecurities, all those little things that played a part on my mental. It was breaking down because I didn't have family. When I come out of surgery, shit, I'm doing my re-therapy. You know, you want family by the bed, you know. Right. I did 5 years of college, not one visit, you know what I'm saying? So not one textbook, not anything. So when I'm going through these tough times, man, I make every decision for myself, you know what I'm saying? So that year was tough for me, which played a part on some of the decisions I made through that process. To bring it up, I don't know if I want to give y'all the NBA side first or the how I had a backtrack, but that year, I just want to say that year kind of played a huge part on some of the decisions I made moving forward, you know. But college was amazing when I finished. I got a lot of records, accomplished a lot. I graduated college, something they can't take away from me. You know what I'm saying? So I went hard, man. I competed. And it was tough, and sometimes I coach AAU right now. I look back and see these kids that's 18, 19, 20, and I'm thinking about when I was them, and I see how much of a kid they are. And I never saw myself as a kid. You know, in San Diego, I was living there. These kids was going to college. I was living there. I ain't got no home. So it was different. You know, I see these kids, and then my mom's going to put $100 on my card. Shit, I got to go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just different. Why you ain't in class? Shit, why I ain't eating? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, ask me that. You ain't asked me why I ain't eat last night. I'm not, you know, when I got to that arena, I'm the richest man in the room. You know, even though everybody was rich around campus, he's a millionaires. You know, they dads are billionaires. That's why I'm saying USD and state is different. These kids are rich, you know, like they ain't driving nothing but the best, and they only getting the best. So I'm a different poor, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm pocketing money, sleeping on my teammates' couches. So it was just different. And when I speak on that, I'm speaking from a standpoint of the NCAA not paying these players. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So a lot of things can transpire because of the lack of financials. You know, some of these kids you pull in that's amazing, even though they're your mules. These kids, the breadwinner of the family, they got to go get the shit when the mama's hungry and the baby's hungry. You know, these parents are older, so they don't dig into their lives, and they didn't dig into mine. You know what I'm saying? Understanding how homeless I was, understanding what I was really going through, understanding I'm a gangster on this campus. You get what I'm saying? I'm different. These kids got their parents coming. I'm not, man, you haven't paid attention. I ain't got one visit. You get what I'm saying? So It was just two different lives, and I don't think they understood that. If I can mentor kids at school, I would say that, like, dig into their world from that standpoint, because I'm going through hell. But when I get to this arena, that's all you seeing. You You know what I'm saying? I get to the arena, I'm selling the tickets out, which that was my place of, sanctuary, because I knew they had to be there. No matter how much money y'all made, you coming to watch me.
See
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's when I was rich. But when I leave that campus, when you go up and see your families, the players, so you got to think in 5 years, I saw 15 teammates each year. Everybody bringing their family. Every time I went up that stairs, it was like a reality check. Like, damn, you really won deep. But from that standpoint, from life standpoint, it was tough. I had to live it. Basketball was amazing. You know what I'm saying? That stayed the course. That's kind of how I always been. That's why I told you during that poverty. I when I was homeless, I see it. I get it. Shit, basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, gave everything I had to it.
So it seemed like that was your outlet, basketball.
That was my life.
Wow. And a lot of, one thing that, a lot of people don't get, especially in sports, that, the difference is, let's say, these white kids, they playing it as a recreational sport, but, kids like you, it's the life. This is what you're going to, see your way out of this hood, this, environment, this situation.
Yeah. It's everything. It's everything. This is my lifeline. This is my lifeline. Anytime that got fucked up, I felt I went crazy, because that was my world. That was the only thing that I could determine that. I quit football because if I'm on this side of the field and that guy runs the touchdown over there, it's out of my control. But we all in trouble. I lose the money, I lose the contract. You know what I'm saying? Because my team is not recognized as a national team for being good because we got mishaps. Basketball, that's why LeBron James, you get one or two players, they can control their destiny. And that's how I looked at it. Also, basketball gave me clothes. I can't wear cleats in school, bro. Like AAU and shit. So when you homeless and you looking at AAU, you walk in and if you walked in with that velour suit, you was nice back then. Now your daddy mad you ain't playing, he buy a team. Back then it was 10 teams, and if you nice, all 10 of them players going to the league. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the Atlanta Celtics. Back then it was like 10 players, and everybody's going to the league or going high D1. Ain't no one player good, and man, it was like the league, man. It was like the league. I've seen everything. So during that time, man, these kids are enjoying it. I start hearing stories like I start trying to kick players off the team if they say, well, I'm just here to get the education. What? You know what I'm saying? Like this is my everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying everybody that's on this team got to be riding.
Right.
Shit.
Wow. That's a whole new dynamic. So, how did you feel, once that came in jeopardy? You had the injury that one time. Then you had the sports betting, and you had the, feds and all of that.
So that year, like I said, I was so down on myself. I saw everything flashing before my eyes where I'm not who I was. So I graduate. God gave me an opportunity to play with the Phoenix Suns in the summer league. So from summer league, I go straight to the Wizards. Dan Marley sent a message over. He liked me. You got your guys that you like, Gentry and them guys. They had Reynolds. Remember Scotty Reynolds? Mm-hmm. Him from Villanova. And they had Dowdell from Virginia Tech, so in the Suns process, it's like your first year, you start watching. Second year, you play. But see, for me, I was like, man, I'm on the clock. And then I was coming from the injury. I was just kind of getting back stronger. And so I was dealing with that. So he liked my game in practice, but they had their guys that gave the minutes to. And next year was supposed to be mine. Send me over to the Wizards. I went up and down from D-League, during the time D-League, and the Wizards. And so I'm seeing John Wall, all these guys. And I'm getting better. I feel better. I got an opportunity. I remember they started comparing my game to Chris Paul. I'm excited. And, I got the pressures of the family, not knowing. I haven't spoke to my family like that, but not knowing they waiting on me, from my brothers to my family, So I get home, man, in April. I'm going to see my mom. So I want to tell her the good news. And, man, I 6 a.m. I wake up in the morning. The feds are at my door. And from there, it changed my life, man. Changed my the trajectory of what happened that day, that morning, all the way to the night. Man, changed my life. 6 a.m. in the morning, the feds at the door. I look out the peephole, and I'm thinking it was like a movie. I saw people surrounding the house. They probably had about 15 agents, and I got in about 4 a.m. that morning. So they had to be there. So through the case, I found out the phones was tapped. That morning, I watched me and my mom's got a weird connection. We better now, but during that time, like I said, I hadn't been home. And the last time I saw my mom, she was going through a situation where she had to leave. And to see me You know what I'm saying? The correlation with that, to see me now, I'm watching her on the floor, watching me leave in federal with the feds in cuffs, and I'm riding with them, and I'm so calm because, like I said, I couldn't think of anything that I had done. And we're riding, they're talking to me. They start talking about San Diego a little bit, but I'm still not putting it together. I'm just thinking they know I play ball. And we was actually in Houston. We get off 290 and we go into the federal place like a bat cave, right? And I'm like, damn, what's going on? So, and I'm still cool. They good cop, bad cop kind of vibe. And they run my fingerprints and all this, and they still won't tell me nothing. I'm drinking, I'm eating. I'm like, shit, you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't.
Like you want an autograph? Like, what y'all
like,
doing?
what's going on? So
right.
This happened this morning. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. I just came from the Wizards. So I'm oblivious to what's going on. So I'm sitting in the interrogation room. They said, when we get back there, we're going to let you know what's going on. So they said I sat across from them and they sit across from me. And man, they reached over and played this tape recorder. Press play on it. Heard my voice. And from there, I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was about to get interesting. I just told them to stop the tape. And I try to, obviously you're going to explain like, hey, that's not what you guys think. My words are under Michael's magnifying glass at this point. Man, I sit in prison. I'm in prison by 8 p.m. that night with an orange jumpsuit on. And I started laughing because I'm like, I'm looking at the walls like what happened? I'm like, right. This gotta be fake. Like somebody better pop out soon with balloons and shit, like
right.
April Fools, something. And I had the orange jumpsuit on. I remember sitting on top of the bed and I was tucking the bed sheet over my clothes because I didn't like looking at the orange. And I remember like, man, just started laughing like, what the fuck is going on? You get what I'm saying? So
right.
The next morning, man, this is when it was official. The next morning, the officer slid the paper under my door. It's a big picture of me on USA Today. Brandon Johnson, point shaving. Yeah, changed my life forever. I sat in solitary for 7 days.
So hold on. So normally, reality settles in with people in jail when they eat that pepper salami sandwich.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, so
I didn't eat that. My first initial, that was the first initial pickup. Now I sat in this case 2.5 years trying to fight for my life. Now the day you talking about, we gonna get to, but that day was like I walked out of there, sitting them 7 days in solitary with a stress patch like under my chin. Is because I was just, it threw me off. I remember the officer coming by. He don't know I'm going through hell. He's like, dude. He's so excited I'm here. He's like, dude, this shit crazy. They cut Barry Bonds shit off to show yours. It's on ESPN and everything. So, and then I'm not knowing how serious. I'm reading my life get torn away in them 7 days. I'm in solitary. And then I can't go in general population because I'm a risk. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will make a name off of me or something like that. And yeah, it was crazy, man. I had somebody have a standoff with the SWAT team in the case. Like the mafia was in my case. So the level just kept building, and every day it kept building, saying that, hey, you in some shit. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't say it, this goofy dude that came from this officer that was so excited to explain how my life was getting torn apart was like, yo, guess what else happened today? It was like he would put a chair out the door and read my life away. Like, I'm like, dude, go get some sleep. Ain't somebody else hungry, bro? But he was excited at the same time, but for me, man, it was tragic. I got out, and you know what I did? I went to the gym like everything was normal. Man, I walked in that gym because it was cameras and ABC and everybody at the house. So I went straight to the gym just to kind of try to get my mind when I got out. Man, them people thought it was a ghost walked in that gym, like, the ball dropped and started rolling. Like, I'm not even knowing, like, my case was that broadcasted, and it changed my life, man. Changed my life.
Wow. So what did it feel like? I mean, it had to be like a gut. It had to be a weird feeling reading and just hearing, your life, people making you out to be a bad person.
Man, you know what? I speak to kids now about labels. And if you're not your biggest fan, you got to be here because you're going to go through your adversity. And when I go online, man, and Google and see things that's saying, hey, I'm a menace to society if you Google me. Now I'm gonna say this: all the positive things I have done and changed the narrative. You can't type my name in and get that first. You get what I'm saying? Sadly, and that's just the way of the world. But I've changed the narrative. But at the end of the day, when you type my name in, it still says, I'll just say Minister Society. It seemed like I had a goddamn gambling ring, a mafia ring. It was just so many things that they said about me, man. It did play a part on motivation. You know what I'm saying? It depends. Right. Two people in the room. If I'm talking about $1 million and somebody that want $1 million, they gonna hear it as, man, I'm about to go get it. And then you got the other person saying, you cocky, you talking, you belittling me. It's two different people. And I'm a person that's hearing that them labels and them titles and all that. I'm saying success is the best revenge. And it motivated me. You know what I'm saying? So without saying, I'm not a person that's about to, I talk now. Sadly, I didn't speak through that case. You get what I'm saying? And It was just the fact that I knew the weight that I knew what I did in that case. Beyond what they're saying and beyond what they thought and beyond all that, I understood that part. But I know I at this point especially, I know my story. I know God had a plan for everything. But during the moment, man, to read that, and now I'm looking for teammates that's speaking, coaches that's speaking. Now I'm starting to search because I'm reading certain things. And one of the things that stuck out to me is one of my teammates said, I'm gonna tell you this, it's the only one that hurt me. None of the other shit hurt me. The only one that hurt me is when I read on my teammate and he said, man, how much of my career was real? That's how it's serious. You know what I'm saying? For him to say that, and I'm connected to them. So that made me say, man, that's a lot of my teammates probably thought this shit was going on for so long, and how much of their career was real. You know what I'm saying? It's like personal, that's a character. It's different when the people speak and they don't know. But when the person in that locker room, they making comments, somebody I went to war with, and how much I've given to this game, when they said, man, how much of my career was real, that impacted me. That I took a blow for that. And like I said, God sent angels, man. When I used to have them days when I'm getting down, man, it'll be a call that come, hey, you might got a deal. Because I was still trying to play ball through that case, and they took my contracts. They labeled me a flight risk. I couldn't leave. It was so many things. But what I can tell you, man, that gap that I had from my family and everybody that I thought I lost, man, God filled it. That energy that I had, the negative energy that I felt, them 2.5 years, man, I got my son. I wasn't able to be with my son every day. And them 2.5 years, man, I was able to take him to school, do little cool things, the birthday parties, all the shit that I wasn't going to sit down and do because I'm chasing this dream. So it was bigger things, man. And I knew the case held its weight, but I knew it. Some people get caught up in the illusion. And the fact that I was able to get that, something that I left, and it was like God combined both worlds. The guy I was in California was BJ, and the kid I was in Houston was Brandon. I left there as a kid. I came back as a grown man. I didn't know how to combine it, and God allowed it, and you pray for it. But when it happens, it feels uncomfortable. But shit, when by the time I left Houston and went to prison, man, I was a different person because I took this whole illusion I had up for them. My family, carrying the weight of I'm gonna save the family and all this, it was so much on me what I didn't even know it, seeing my people in poverty and, it was just a lot of things. Yeah, but I got some blessings in it. Like I say, the biggest thing, I got my son back. We got a dope relationship and my mom's, my dad, all that shit that I had on my shoulders, that peace that I found in the midst of that storm. Man, this shit fun now.
I do love that for real. So people don't know what sports betting, point shaving, like what is it?
Sports betting, gambling, man, it's controlling the outcome of the game. So it could be in various ways, but mostly people know like the spreads. So Vegas has spreads. Hey, you need to lose by 6, or at halftime you need to win by 9, or something like that. So it goes in various ways, man. But I try to break down. I speak at the universities and I break down to them like, man, point shaving is almost tipping. You guys are legal to bet on games at this point, right? If I was sitting here on here, it's like we was talking about a game coming up tomorrow, and I say I might not play. You go bet 100,000 on that game. I'm the best player. They probably playing a good team. If Coach K left Duke right now and he's watching the game and he knows this system, which I'm telling you this because my coach, I had the guy that I got in the case with, he was my coach for 2 years. My 5th year, he wasn't a coach. They got fired after my sophomore year. The people say he's my coach because he coached me 2 years, But after my 5th year, he was running clubs and doing things like that. So when that happened, they felt like I was tipping him. That's how it became a conspiracy, and I was bribed and all that kind of things. What I'm saying to bring that up, and point shaving, it comes in various ways. You could just say, hey, I'm not playing tonight, And that guy you two go bet on that game because you got an insight or you got a tip in a sense. I'm the best player. You go bet on that game against San Diego State with Kawhi Leonard, and I'm not playing. Shit, what's the tip? You got a tip that you're gonna probably win. Now, if I'm on your phone talking like this, that's you get what I'm saying.
Wow.
There's a lot of things that transpire.
That's so easy that you can get wrapped up in it. I mean, that
So
sounds
it's
just like
also, it's that easy, and kids don't know. And I try to elaborate to them. And when I'm speaking on those terms, so I try to connect with them, and I say, listen, there's also if that girl, that mafia guy, send that girl over there to you, and you like girls, and she getting everything she need out of you, and you vomiting at the mouth about what's going on in the locker room, what's going on, you're more receptive to talk to a girl than a guy. And then she takes that back to that man. It comes in various ways. But what people know is point shaving, oh, we got to win, lose by 2. I'm not about to shoot this shot or make this shot. You know what I'm saying? So I never went to that extent. That's why I said in my case so long. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the case, I had knowledge of the conspiracy. I didn't get charged with point shaving. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
That seems like it's very similar to insider trading.
Yeah, it's some New York Times kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I say, man. It was interesting. It was crazy. It was breathtaking. Whatever word you want to use on the other side of the road, man. I was at the bottom of the brook, and that's when only a spirit can save you, man. So, yeah. But it was challenging, man. Like I said, I remember my dad. My last day I was going to prison. My dad was like, "They got the right son." And he understood because I'm here. And that's what brings up this recipe. Because without my mom's, what she gave me, that gangster, and while my dad, we didn't stay long together, but he gave me morals, values, and rules. He was firm. He was like, nah, you open that door for that woman. With certain things that I learned through this process. So my time prison game, I think that's why I was able to mentally tap in. I had went through the whole process. I watched my life be taken away from me. I lost everything, contracts, women, homies, friends. I lost a lot of, but I found out what was really important through that process, and that was getting closer to God. I was understanding who I am, and I was understanding who I've become. And watching that little guy, man, you know what I'm saying? He's super dope, man. So, I got a relationship with my parents, and that peace I found in them years, shit was priceless, man. So, I don't mean to down people and inspire them all at once, but yeah, I'm just not the same person I was from when if you would have called me and I gave this speech when I was in prison, it would be a little more depressing. But right now, I'm inspired by God and I'm inspired by everything that's happened, and I don't look at anything as a negative. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of, I got to keep it like that because shit, this world whooping our ass. If you're not locked in here, then you get caught up and it'll drag you.
That is true. That is true, man. So you got so much motivation, and it seems like you had to be motivated, to go through all of that. You were motivated through life. What was some of your early motivation? What was some of?
Like I said, man, I think I have the chip on my shoulder, saying I want to get my family right. I think I know my position in my family where I understand I have to be the savior. I think that motivated me without saying it to my family. I knew they was dependent on me. I think I talked to my brother. He's the president of my nonprofit, K Mayo, Karan, and we talked about ambition. And he was just basically saying that's something you can't train. It's just in you. It's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get caught up, and sometimes even with my lady, I argue because ambition is something that I can't control. This is just in me. I don't know how to stop. At this point, this is not something I trained for. It's saying, get up. I don't set clocks and all that shit. I'm just I'm motivated by something that I can't explain. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I can't stop. I'm ambitious. You know what I'm saying? That's something you're born with it. You're not trained. You don't get it. It's just something that certain people have. And I feel like in God, you know what I'm saying? I feel like between those connections, man, I'm really ambitious about just, you know what I'm saying? That's something you're born with. It's not, I promise you, it's not something you train. I haven't trained for this. Anybody that knows me, man, I'm like this. I remember it was so many things going around, and my family felt like the world was collapsing in a world. And your expectation as far as getting a job, my expectations is saying, man, you were supposed to be this. You know what I'm saying? And I listen to their problems as if I'm like, oh yeah, they didn't make the coffee. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm in prison. You know what I'm saying? So, but even with that being said, you would never know, and that's something I'm thankful for because God gave me the ability to keep my character. There's a lot of people that when they up, they got great character, but when they down, can you be the same person on both coins? You know? And I'm in the middle on both. I've seen the bottom, I've seen the top, and now I'm in the middle, man.
And one thing, that's why I'm gonna ask you a good question on this. And so, you've seen the best of two sides. Me, the best. I'm sorry, like so.
Yeah.
In America, it's two systems that's going to train you. It's the judicial system. Department of Correction, Department of Education.
Right.
So, one thing that always intrigued me, people that go to the pen, they're proud over that. They're like, yeah, I did 10 in the pen. But people that went to college, we're more subtle. You won't know we graduated until we tell you.
Say something.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think it's ignorant. I'm gonna tell you this. So my people never asked me if I graduated or nothing. They threw a party when I was going to prison. I said, y'all. So the mindset, it's simple as I'm just throw that out there.
That's what I'm talking about.
For my family. So when I graduated, not one person said, "Did you graduate? How did it go?" None of that. But when I was going to prison, everybody came together for this gangster party. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you throw a party for my graduation? Surprised me.
Should have been the biggest party.
You get what I'm saying? So I am gonna say this: Meek Mill dropped Heaven and Hell, and I feel like it was for me. Some people go to college, some people go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And I had the. I think any good kid. So I got a nonprofit. I'm not trying to save bad kids. I'm trying to save good kids, right? Good kids in bad situations, because bad kids gonna be bad. They got a passion for it. And anytime you got a passion for something, it's hard to hear somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Ambition.
Yeah, when you got good kids in bad situation, you can save them. They just need a little direction. You get what I'm saying? So what I believe in, those 6 months, I was doing some shit. But them 6 months in prison gave me an opportunity to see a lot. My story was at the bottom of the totem pole when I got in. It just changed it, and you start appreciating certain things. I do appreciate both of my parents. Hey, get all that dumb shit out your mind. All the emotion you got. My parents are dope, no matter who they are. Because I sat in that prison, I saw these kids at 17 can't get $1, or they ain't got nobody. They really ain't. They really alone in a whole different environment. You get what I'm saying? And for me to get that insight of that world, it's grooved me, and that's why I say I think I'm built. God gave me a cold armor because I went to college. I got an insight of how to own a business, how to articulate myself, my manners. It's so many things that I'm telling you, he threw in this pot. And before I'm 30, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen a lot before 30. I've seen a lot from a different view. Not like, oh, I made a lot of money. And it wasn't that. It was like, yo, I've seen it. I've seen the bottom. I've been in prison. Like, oh, it was, you know what I'm saying? It was just, that insight of both worlds, man, that's crucial. It's crucial. You know what I'm saying? I would say any kid that is on the borderline, they don't need a lot of time. They just need an insight. You know what I'm saying? And if the justice system can understand that, I think we'll be better off. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. Hey,
good guy, give a shout out to Shuli.
What up, Shuli?
Pre-host of speaking.
Yo, I love Shuli.
Thanks for hanging out.
Shuli's dope, man. Shouts out to Shuli. She's dominating in Houston right now, man. So shouts out to Shuli.
I understand.
She running things out here, man.
Black women, awesome.
Yeah.
So you was motivated. You had was able to get through your time in the pen. When you got out, because see when I got out, my first meal. I got out with my first meal. Shout out to Gene's Po' Boy. I think they closed it down in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
You were stationed in New Orleans.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You was lucky, man. You was lucky. You were stationed at home.
I had Ellie Hobbs, but
okay.
So I had a hot sausage po' boy.
Oh, okay.
What was your first meal?
That was a good day. I'm gonna go back to when they let me out. This one I realized I was institutionalized in 6 months, right? So they let me out. They give you a bit of change. I supposed to catch the Greyhound. They had me in Yazoo, Mississippi. I don't know why. I'm in California. I'm live from Houston. I could have moved around in Texas.
That's where they have gun charges at.
Yo,
a lot of gun charges in Yazoo.
Yeah, the Jay-Z and the Reform and all that. Yo got it. Mm-hmm. That's where it's at. So it was bad. poverty at the highest. So boom, I get there, I get out. I get to the bus. I'm like, damn, my bus coming about 40 minutes. I'm gonna get some food. It's a Church's Chicken across the street, right? Get one of them butter biscuits. So I get in there. This one I realized I'm institutionalized. I walked up to the screen, right, where they got the food to order. I just stare up there, right? This is let me show you. Let me show you. The lady is screaming at me like, "Sir, what do you want? What do you want?" The only reason that's when I said, oh, I can order, huh?
I got a choice.
But you know, in prison, you just go and get what you
You're
get.
just right there, right?
Oh, man.
Oh man, wait, did the internet stop? Wait, hello.
He froze up on us.
Oh man, but hey, that's how it happens, man. But that is funny. He was standing up there waiting to be served when he was at Church's Chicken.
It's one of the small things that you don't really realize until it actually happens.
Right. You know, exactly. There you go. All right, hey, welcome back.
Yeah. All right, we still going. All right, so
hold on, we got Shuli. She said inspirational story. Thanks for sharing with the STWF fam. Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate he froze up again. There you go.
We good?
Yes, sir.
We good.
So yeah, so I'm up there. The lady like, sir, and then I said, oh shit, I can order, huh? She said, yeah, baby, don't worry about it. They all come across the street when they get out. She said, I said, yes, ma'am. She said, it's okay. Your Greyhound go come in a minute, huh? I said, yeah. She said, make sure you get on it. Get your chicken and go over there across the street. I say, yeah. She say, everybody come through here and just stare at the menu. That's how I knew. Because we just, oh my God.
I got you.
But it was, man, my journey back, man. When I got out, I got back that night, man, and it tripped me out, man. I had went through a 3-year situation, and I lost a lot. I learned a lot. I played basketball in prison. I won the championship. Guess who was in prison with us?
Who?
Young Buck. Yeah,
What?
man. I feel bad for Young Buck because that's the homie, man. He got out. We used to be in the barbershop, and he telling us about Master P and everybody, 50 Cent. So, man, we played in the league, man, and that it's kind of like the Daniel story, man. His talent kept him safe, and that was like my sanctuary, man. It gave me ability. In prison, man, whoever the most talented, you okay. You know what I'm saying? And everybody wanted to come out and see me, man. I remember ESPN tried to come in and watch me play on the 14th in the Warden Willing letter, but it was so many people talking about me on the yard from playing. And it just when man spread it like Twitter. I played one game, the next game I come out, the second game, man, everybody was standing out there waiting. You know, it's some people that's out now that some of my homies I walked the yard with, man. And so the day I got out the halfway house on ESPN, I rode around the city with ESPN, the magazine, and I did a story with them. So I never told nobody in prison I played pro ball. So some of the homies hit me up. It was like, I knew it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was punishing them. And they got me in there. So understand this, we train out here, be like 50 jumping jacks, push-ups. Man, I'm in there doing 1,000. I'm all the way up to 2,000. So when I'm in there, I'm like, man, I had gained weight. You know, yeah, I'm beasting. I got little midget Colombians on my head. I almost got into it with some people because they was like, yo, you got to stay in your car. You can't be in everybody's car. They said they're in prison, like you can't be hanging with everybody. I was with the Colombians, the MX-16. You know, I'm with the whole nine. And it was jumping like that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that my talent really opened up that whole situation for me. And when ESPN magazine did the article, they came back and was like, all my homies hit me like, man, I knew you was doing something different. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was an experience though.
Nice. So, one quick question. So, what was your motivation behind No Script Nonprofit?
The motivation behind it, man, the level of life I've reached through my experiences, it just gave me an understanding of there's no way to script anything. My journey, the success I've had, the losses I've had, and I think that's everybody who experienced life. You get to a level of freedom and peace after going through so much where you take expectations off. You stop trying to calculate every move. You know, this is relationships, this is life, this is just how you move. And the more you do that, you can appreciate certain things that's gonna happen. If I give you, if I had $100 and you expected that, and I don't give it to you, you're gonna feel some kind of way. And I can give you that $100 the next day, but the energy you got from the day that you had expected it is still gonna leak over, and you can't be completely happy the next day. So now I'm in a position where I'm saying, man, after experiencing everything, this 2020 has taught us completely, yo, you can't control this. Kobe died, the guy from Black Panther died. You know, all that kinds of things let you know, like, listen, when Kobe died, everybody like, get close to your family. No, get close to God, because they just took Superman. And I tell people that, I'm like, yo, if Superman can go, we all up for grabs. Get closer to God. You get what I'm saying? Everybody like, let me call my mama. No, mama is regular. He just took Kobe, and nobody think God gonna take Kobe. So why in the hell he won't take you? You get what I'm saying? Now we got the pandemic and all these kinds of things. So no script is saying, listen, enjoy your life. Stop putting shit off to 5 years. No script, live life, freedom and peace. My apparel shoot I did the other day, the event, I wanted a celebration because I'm in a standpoint in my life that happiness and peace is key. And I stand on it. I'm willing to die and sacrifice everything, because at this point, man, listen, I've seen it. Nobody's doing it right. Nobody. And no matter how you try to script this, who thought Kobe would die like that? Had an amazing story. And no matter how you try to script it, this shit can go any kind of way. Pay attention. You get what I'm saying? And that's where no script is. It's like, yo, I'm done scripting this. I got my head down. I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to do as much of my effort. Now, I'm going to work my ass off. I got goals. But far as if it don't happen, this is not no breakdown. This is saying, hey, it's no script to life. Enjoy your life.
And you know, a lot of people, you know, we calculate, even myself, you know, suppose I like to calculate my steps, but it seemed like what you come to the point where there is no calculating your step. You're going to make this step, and because you're covered, and you're not going to worry about that.
And I do have high faith.
And leave.
High faith, and I do feel like I'm favored, and I am going to say that to a point where, hey, I am cocky about my favor. I am cocky on what God has done, and I don't take it, and I don't feel bad about it. I am super cocky on God's performance. He has performed, and I'm not, and I'm cocky about it. He's giving me a whole different confidence after that journey, and I'm watching it. The same people that I went to prison for, I spoke with the FBI. You get what I'm saying? And I watched these kids at the university look at me differently, because them guys went up there and gave them a PowerPoint. They sit back in their seats like, oh, here we go again. And then I said, they're talking about me. Let me educate you through my experience. So that's another thing from my nonprofit. I'm educating these kids through experience. That's why I say shout out to Master P, because he planted a seed in my mind. That was education through experience. I want to give these kids a different experience, because talking and showing them that PowerPoint don't get you the same. You know, if you're in the streets, it's different holding that pistol and talking about it. You get what I'm saying? So it's just a different, I'm trying to offer that to the kids and the youth. And like I say, I know I listen to a lot of speakers, and mostly all their stories end with our almost. I almost was homeless. I almost was this. No, I'm telling you, this is facts. And I'm bringing other stories in. My oldest brother, the president of the nonprofit, he's been a gangster 24 years. He's changing his life, and it's amazing. You get what I'm saying? And a real gangster. He's been out since 13. When I told you, me, my mom's, and my brother, we all separated, he didn't have a father. He went straight to the streets, learned the hardest way. In 24 years, he turned 40, and we threw a celebration for him because he crossed over. You know, it's tough. But at the end of the day, hey, I'm gonna go give you real stories, and my clients is gonna be different. I'm gonna give you education through experience. I ain't bringing nobody up on the panel talking about what they almost did, talking about we was eating noodles. Everybody ate noodles. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not fascinated with that. I don't want to hear about it, because I'm trying to reach a different group. I'm not trying to reach the group where we know we got the middle class, but yeah, tell them they got to get up for work. But what about them gangsters and them kids that saying, I ain't got no fucking choice? I know I got to get up. How you motivating me when I know this? Tell me something else. How you going to connect with me when I know I have to get up? Not that, oh, get up, wake up, and read a script.
I'm already up.
You know what I'm saying? What about that group of people that's saying, listen, I ain't got no choice. Talk to me about something else, because I'm already ahead of the ambition. Them people ambition, they just ain't got opportunity. And I'm digging back in the community right now, trying to give them opportunity, give them a platform, and take the education I got and take everything else that I learned through this journey and give it to them.
Wow.
Real, man, real talk there.
Man, for real. So, you know, you had different points in your life. So,
Mhm.
what was your favorite rapper or your favorite artist? You was locked up with Young Buck. So during that
Oh
time,
man, no offense to Young Buck, he not making that top 50. You know, I'm just playing. Nah, man, Wayne. I'm gonna be honest. In prison, Kirk Franklin.
I know.
Kirk Franklin, man. I would get up in Rain, all those songs, man.
Man,
I was all
yeah.
on. I used to run around. I used to get up. 'Cause I was training in prison. Get up at 6 a.m. and start running, man. And I just, man, Lil Wayne though, Lil Wayne, who's gift and the curse. It's kind of like y'all back in the days, man. Tupac threw y'all, messed y'all
That
life.
was it.
You
Man,
know,
yes,
so
yeah.
it was different era.
That's my social injustice.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah,
That's
Tupac
him.
left all that era. See, my brother was a big fan, and I know that brought a different breed out. You get what I'm saying? So, Lil Wayne was kind of made the world cool to be gangster. He messed some shit up because now you get the substance has been taken out because of Lil Wayne. You get what I'm saying? Yes.
That's it, right? I'm about to say, right
I
down.
couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of it, but that's it right there.
Melodies from heaven.
Yeah, man. And then I heard that Tasha Cobb in there, man. Godly, her newest song. I heard that song in there when I was in prison. I remember going to church in prison, and man, you ain't seen church until you in prison. Church, because it's where the Lord is.
He's warning.
That's way deeper than they would understand, because that's the world of that's a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, people out here working, you got church people that really don't know, but ain't nothing like the sin, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm humbled at that point.
Different
Have to be
culture.
humbled at that point.
It's different because he ain't wanted that. I mean, right.
It's a whole different culture in there. It's
Right.
different. And when you get in there and you talking to murderers and killers, and they sitting there saying, God, you don't even know why they saying save me. I mean, you do to a certain extent, but it's two different breeds.
Different. Right.
And the sad thing, America has locked them animals up because they take chances. That's why Pac say, you never realize the pressure time that bitch niggas is wasting, because it mean that it's these kids that's in prison. They just took a chance for their life. You get what I'm saying? And you got people out here saying, no, I'm good. I mean, I don't want you to do wrong. I don't respect people killing and robbing, but I'm saying you go take a chance, and I'm gonna look at you different. I just learned a lot about life. These people taking the chances for their families. You know what I'm saying? Like, your cards are your cards. I don't care how them people felt about me at that school, because you don't know my cards. Y'all was given a silver spoon. I'm surviving. I'm not thinking about school. This is my life. You get what I'm saying? So when I got in that prison, it just gave me a different view. Them kids just took risks, because they say, I don't want to be poor no more. I'm not mad at the man saying I don't want to be poor. Now, I don't support the killing and all that, but a man taking chances, man, trying to feed his family, your heart in the right place, you just caught up. But at the end of the day, man, it's just different. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things, man. But Lil Wayne, who changed our culture. Like I say, he made it cool to be a gangster, took the substance out of the game, but now everybody looks like Lil Wayne, you know, and you don't have to have substance anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody looks like him. You don't have to have substance. Back then, it meant something to be on ESPN. It meant something to get a scholarship. Everybody gets it. Even the designer has lowered his value. You know what I'm saying? You wear Gucci, it means nothing. Everybody has it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just up in the air. You can be in your living room. I know my son loves these YouTube people, and I'm just like, what have they done? They just play video games. And I'm saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you my story. You should be in here. You know?
I tell my son the same thing. I'm like, look, back in my days, I used to go in Walgreens and steal those sheets out the magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just watching it on TV. That's a cop out.
Yeah. This is fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, our life's a reality, and they paying the people that's faking. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay me. This is my real life. I should be a billionaire. But you're paying people that's going on TV with a script faking. It's not reality TV. Come to real reality TV and pay them people. There's some people out there with some amazing stories. Right now, I got a show called No Script. No Script, and we're doing the most amazing stories and the worst stories. I'm interviewing a homeless guy because I think he has an amazing story. Just because, how did you get here? I think everybody want to know. When you see a man that's homeless, just like, is he lying or what? How did he get here? And I'm intrigued by it, you know. But I'm also doing the best stories too. But I also think some of the greatest worst stories teach you some of the greatest lessons, you know. So I'm not against anything. But that's why I like his No Script, because, excuse my French, fuck your rules. You know, we live in life with no script. You know, I don't want to live by the norm.
Wow. You know, it's funny because I say something similar. I was like, you know, there's people that follow the rules, there's people that make the rules, and there's people that change the rules and that they make the rules behind. I feel like that's who I am, one that they change the rules and they make the rules behind. So, man, I'm with you on that. So good, you know, good points. But, Coach Lee,
Can you
got any
hear me?
questions? Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
You can't get rid of us that easily. Got anything
No,
before we let
I'm all in, man. Y'all got me. Y'all got all my attention.
you? So, Coach Lee, got anything before we get up out of here?
I'll sure you know I do. So I got a couple of questions for you. You know, I'm here to listen to this great story that you're telling us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got me intrigued. You know, my partner always ragging on me all the time, but like, hey man, you're paying too much attention to the story.
Oh,
but hey, if it's a good story, it's a good story.
You good?
But, but a couple of key things that I got out of this whole interview, and it's been amazing by far. So, you know, the biggest thing that I know that I hear, and you know, as far as talking points, and I think it's something that, and I'm not going to make it a race thing, but at the end of the day, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And I think what's missing, especially young black men in America, nobody really shows us how to do things.
They don't educate.
You know, we're always told, don't cry, don't show emotions, a sign of weakness. So when we get hit with that adversity, all we know how to do is to react with aggression.
Yeah.
And it's a curse.
We don't have a
you don't. So, you know, the biggest thing I got out here as far as, you know, planting the correct seeds. I think that's an amazing concept. You know, being able to, it can be somebody like in your situation, they didn't know what was going on at home.
Right.
But your principal noticed because
Yeah.
she was, you know, she was able to see the signs. I need to step in here and give this child his blessing.
Yeah.
And that blessing is an investment on your life because that's a chapter in your book of life that you can go back to and you know how it impacted your life.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to influence the young lives. And a lot of people, I get tired of hearing it, you know, athletes get paid too much money. It's not just that. Nobody, if you got a professional athlete, nobody, like in your case, knew the story and the journey that they and sacrifices they made to get to that point.
Yeah.
So
it's like
in my mind,
retirement check, man.
It is.
You go 25 years giving your whole body to something. Give me a pension. Ma'am, you worked there 20 years and you expect a retirement check. I just gave 25 years to the game. Give me something. And I also would push that. If a kid do 4 years in college, give him a check somewhere. We're
going to circle back around to that. I got something for that.
Like, come on, man. Give me a retirement check, bro. Because you just gave 4 years of your life to these people. And then they just say, some people don't go to the league or get a chance to go make money. They say the education. We all know at this point, man, education is about this is about networking. It's plenty of people that I know sitting on their ass but know somebody and get a great opportunity. So at the end of the day, man, I don't even look at college like that. It's just a new world. College for me is just, man, go to college to network. They bring you back to the classroom just so you can settle down from partying. But overall, man, you just got to go get a certificate. If you ain't about to go get a certificate, get in this world early so you have an opportunity. Because if you don't go network, man, you're going to lose. There's plenty of people out here with no education, but they know somebody, and they got the gift of gab. They put you in statistics and logic. Teach me not to put a damn credit. The government's so controlled, but they don't give you no credit class because they want you to spend the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, give me a credit class in high school and teach me about credit. Why them classes not, put in the system? Logic and statistics. I ain't thought about that shit since I did it. You get what I'm saying? Give me something that's gonna be beneficial to my future. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that, the government don't want to give it to you because they want you to keep pouring that money in. But that's a side note.
Wait, hold on to that point. Wait, you got a good point because I like my first job. I was a teacher, and this is the craziest thing. So it was a distinguished educator. And so she's like the GM of store. You know, you got a couple stores in the area, in different areas.
Right.
So I taught at Valina C. Jones. So our standardized test was elite. I think out here is the STARS in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to prepare our kids. The school board, they gave us a syllabus. So it was like English, mathematics, science. We knew that. So we had to prepare them for that.
Right.
So we had to prepare them off of this. So this white school, who is Bonneville, that's the name of the school, is Bonneville. So these teachers had the exact test. You heard that? Me in the school in state 2 failing, in state 2 of state takeover, we had to prepare our kids for math. So we prepared our kids. 1 + 1 is 2. They got that. They get to this league. They say, leave the train station at 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
going at 75 miles an hour. Now, mind you, half these kids can't read.
Can't.
Yep.
So they
Yep.
already failed that.
Need.
But these kids in Bonneville, in this whole different culture, these teachers had the test. So they're going to be able to pass it because they got the exact answer.
The
They're
preparation.
going to have better test scores. They're going to have a better alumni because it's set up for them
and then
to
they
be
say it's
advanced.
us. They say it's our fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. When I got to University of San Diego, the separation of what I learned and what these kids knew, man, it was completely. I could tell the difference between having money and being at these private schools, and their common sense was low. But the poor is their school, what they thought they needed. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was two different things. And I know so many people that's we just not gifted in that world, man. It's just we're behind, and it's a video out that speaks volumes. I don't know if y'all saw it, but they start the kids off all on one line. You ever seen that?
No.
So I'm gonna break the story down. So it's a white guy that's the coach, and he said, "You can win $100 whoever win the race, right?" They're all sitting on this line, all different coaches. But he said, "Before y'all run, I want whoever this question pertains to, take 2 steps forward." And he said, "You have 2 parents." You saw it?
Yep, I've seen that.
The most direct, cool. Man,
it's in black and white, literally at their point.
Yo, it was and everything he said. If you got 2 parents, take 2 steps forward. If you only had 1 parent, take 2 steps forward. If something was paid for, you take 2 steps. When they look, he said, now they all walked up. It was so many people close to the edge, to the end of the race already, and they haven't even started racing. Just 2 steps every time it connected to your store. And then he said, now take a turn around and look back. All the black kids were standing on the line. Yep. And he said this. He said, you see why y'all ahead? He said, only reason why y'all be winning is because y'all start off so ahead of the game. You get what I'm saying? The video was crazy. You got to check it out. So everybody's ahead of the game already. All those people that we just start late. And he said, now I'm gonna let y'all run. They ran the race right and finished. He said, and they still almost catch y'all.
Man, that's powerful. That's dope.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's just a crazy story, but he did it so dope where it was just like, and they still almost catch y'all, even with y'all being so ahead of the game, which your parents gave you all this money and all that. It's not y'all better than us. It's just we start so far back, and by the time we catch y'all, shit, we exhausted. You know what I'm saying? we just sometimes, some people are running a great race. They just like, man, I had to work my ass off to come so far to even get up here. Settle. No, I don't feel like fighting with the president because I'm tired. The fact that I'm even at this point, shit, you know what I'm saying? So
right, let's celebrate this. But hey, shout out to Shuli. She said that's the privilege test.
That's might be the reason why we didn't vote, because we said, man, I gotta pay attention to this shit that's going on. But yeah, man, you exactly right, man. I think the education system is. It's tough if you're not financially gifted, and especially with this new world, man, this new world about to eat these kids alive. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, everything's going to subscribe and things like that. You got to know how to be marketing and digital and all these things, man. Just imagine all the kids I know in my area, A-Leaf and things like that, man, they don't have computers. You know what I'm saying?
And if they got computers, they don't have fast internet.
Huh?
If they have computers, they don't have the internet to support the online learning.
Man,
it's using hotspot.
It's tough.
Off they phone.
Exactly.
So I got one last question for you. So if you had to go before whoever the decision maker was, as far as NCAA players being compensated for their contributions to the game, what would be your selling point?
We are professional college athletes. Pay us. Not a college athlete. We are professional college athletes. That changes the game. You get what I'm saying? We are put in position at the same level as these other people. Yeah, we're playing our ass off. We're making hella money for these people.
That's for the school, for the coaches.
It's the mafia. That's a mafia.
It is. I agree.
That's the most. How would you not pay these babies? And some of these people know these babies are starving. You put us in a system of, man, I'm on scholarship looking for loans. Why?
Yep.
Now I get out. I don't get an opportunity, and I'm still behind. Come on, man. This is a system made. Teach me credit. You know what I'm saying? Put that in the school system, and then we can talk. Until that happens, man, until they start implementing classes that actually teach us something, man, it's you already set up for failure. You set up.
You know, I was talking to a teammate of mine earlier from college.
Mhm.
He's on a full ride. You know, I'm showing my age a little bit, but he was telling me and just came up in casual conversation. He was getting like, I think he said like $440 a month. And that was only because he was married at the time. But he said, but after he paid for rent, bills, and electricity, gas, he said after that, I'd have no money. I got to eat. But he out here on Saturday night scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm literally I'm sleeping everywhere. I mean, it's just man, I could tell you stories for days how that plays out. It's crazy from that standpoint. But like I said, I think we're professional college athletes, and I think LeBron and them are on the right track. Everything that I'm preaching, man, is for the other students that's going through. I was homeless in college. I shouldn't be. I was the #1 player in California. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the NBA boards and all these kinds of things, and no way I should be sleeping on couches, starving. I'm out there selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be provoked to put in this position. I'm selling tickets. I'm doing everything. You know what I'm saying? So, from that standpoint, man, you got to give them, because now, as you see the results, I'm intrigued by somebody telling me, listen, $5,000 if you do this. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that standpoint, okay, if you do want to reduce the level of the chances or the integrity of the game, or the level of somebody actually throwing games, if these kids won't do that, $5,000 won't sound good when your life is good. You know what I'm saying? But when you're on the way of graduation, you say, man, I got all this shit. I got the world depending on me. Man, what you got? And then we born in that world. Shit, we ain't far from it. We understand it. By the time a gangster articulates some gangster shit to me, I understand that. I just got to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? The percentages are high of me doing it because I'm put in this poverty position. I'm at the richest school in the country. Shit, I ain't pulling up in no Bentley. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now what I do, and then I'm a gangster, so I'm telling them that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not y'all. And they don't implement nothing to make you to help them understand, like, yo, where you come from. That's why mental health is so aggressive right now. You get what I'm saying? That's why because it's real. Because you don't know what you're going through. And like you said, as babies, we taught to hold that shit in and keep moving. That's deadly. That's poison in your system that you're keeping in. That's why therapy. White people go to therapy and we get it. I get it. I understand it now because it do work. You vent. You let things out. It's therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? This public speaking has been therapeutic for me. It helps me get through what I'm going through. I'm not knowing it, but I see the advantages of letting certain things out and not holding it in. You know what I'm saying? So for these kids that don't have that outlet, don't have that platform, man, what you doing? They just want you to go perform and not pay for it. I remember Napier from UConn was eating goddamn jelly sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just won the Player of the Year or the tournament. Come on, man, it's insane.
Chris Webber, when he was at Michigan.
Man, you gotta pay Zion. You not gonna pay a Zion? Come on, man. They probably getting paid, but have you watched The Scheme?
No.
With Christian Dawkins on HBO. Check it out and we'll talk. The Scheme, HBO. Christian Dawkins.
Man, this is good, man. This is real good.
I apologize. I'm emotional and unbalanced right now.
No need to apologize, man. We bring it to you real, man.
But I'm studying these coaches, man. Like I said, I've been on a lot of different sides, man, and I'm just trying to bring it to a head. And I'm learning. I'm reading. I'm learning. I'm watching everybody that's moving, and everything's in your face. You know what I'm saying? So, forgive me. I'm locked in.
Motivation, brother.
Exactly.
He say, "Stay woke." Some song like that. This is America. Nah, I'm just kidding.
So I'm gonna ask you this. It's a little controversial political question. So, you being a felon and you being an educated man, what is your take on felons regaining the right to vote?
Oh man, that's real. Cause my family been preaching to me, "Have you voted?" I'm like, I'm a felon, and I definitely think, sadly, if you let us vote, we gonna make a difference because it's so many of us. And what they know is it's more of y'all out in there than out here, damn near. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine if they do allow that, because I can't vote. I got to go through this process of voting now. You know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, you could, but it's a lose-lose, man. Even from the job aspect, it's a lose-lose. Like,
you paid your debt to society. Why are you holding that against me?
Oh, man. And then they're not reading, and then sadly, these people not even reading what you did. They see the title felon, and they put you in this box now. They put you in this box. I try to start my after school program, just a side note. And the lady was like, hey, you a felon. I'm like, ma'am, my felon is dealing with basketball.
Non-violent.
Start an after school program for these kids. And sadly, the people that went through that's most experienced in some shit that these kids need, our community need, these people won't give us the jobs. And they need us. Who's better to teach these kids and inspire them than people that's actually went through it? You can't go sit in front of that kid and say, I know what you're going through when you're going home to your mansion. They not going to connect. I watched it. When I say I gave my story to them kids set up in their seats at them universities, Louisville and Oklahoma, because I'm attached, I'm connected. I got the same energy. You know I grinded like you. And then you got them other men, them FBI agents coming there saying, and this is what'll happen if you do this. Man, get that PowerPoint off.
Right.
It's different. And the felons right now with that title, man, is tough. And mine is on a lower scale, so I could imagine what the people that's real so-called criminals, what they going through, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everyone that's working, like, for real.
Appreciate it, baby.
Felt this one.
You know? We might get a sponsor for y'all.
Hey, that's Dale Block. You know.
Shout out to Starbucks. We gonna send this to Starbucks, man.
so we know you already started. We know the closing. You got any shout out? Shout out to Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks might sponsor our next year. We might have a breakfast event, man. Where
hey, man, let's do it.
In the city, man. We got a link, man.
That's it.
With y'all.
Yeah. That's Power by Fan is all about networking because our network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So,
shouts out to Shirley, man, for making this happen, man. She's super dope for that.
Yeah, shout out to her. You know, that's family right there.
Yeah, man. But I enjoyed y'all, man. Hey, it was dope, man. Hopefully we can catch back up. We can do something else, man, where we can connect and maybe we can have y'all on the No Script show, man.
Hey, man, you don't want no script unbelievable, boy. I'm telling you, look, I'm warning you now.
Yeah, y'all thought y'all was gonna get out of this without signing up. Nah, we shoot y'all the subscribe email.
Hey,
let me see.
I can only imagine what that's gonna look like.
We sending you too many emails.
Nah, she only said her pleasure. Appreciate it. You know you're super dope, but yeah, man, it's just that's how it is when kingdoms link up, man. Like we got a kingdom over here, you got a kingdom over there. They're both thriving, and we're both focused on helping. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Giving
what
back,
we do.
man.
Exactly. That's all it's about. You know. So because for a long time, I grew up a taker. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you be like, you know what, I'm giving you this $100. No, I'm finessing you out of that $100. You know what I'm saying? So I understood how to keep things and and how to keep things and sustain things. You can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a giver.
Yeah, everybody wants to hold on to their little thing, man. And sadly, if you're not Hov and a billionaire, man, your shit not worth that much. Give them jewels away, man. And that's how I feel. I'm giving with my nonprofit and my events and my foundation, man, I'm just giving entrepreneurs the opportunity to put their stuff on a platform. And I think it works out, man. I think that's the dopest part about offering back and giving back, man. And what you guys are doing, reaching out to these kind of stories and giving us a platform to share. Man, you guys, I commend you guys, man. That's God's work. So I appreciate you, fellas.
You got me all teary-eyed. Thank you.
Video. Give me all emotion. I'm leave that there. I ain't singing. But that's I'm like, y'all couldn't see me, but I was in here singing. Like,
look, I see. Yeah, Tyrese. He was doing that Coca-Cola. That Tyrese on the backstage. We see you. But hey, this dude Uncle Leroy, man. We had a great interview with Brandon Johnson from Houston, man. Definitely look him up, follow him. We got some big things going. No Script nonprofit. Coach Lee, before we get up out of here, you got any shout outs?
Hey, Brandon, man, we appreciate you again tonight, brother. Definitely enjoyed it. Looking forward to linking with you on something in the future. Shout out to everybody that hung around. This is, I think, probably one of our longest interviews, but it was well worth it. Hey, no need to apologize.
It was good. It was just what it was.
That's a testament to what you brought tonight.
Exactly.
No offense to our previous people.
Yeah.
Wait, you see him keep me politically correct? You see that?
You ain't getting they about to call in on you. Really? Oh, okay. Okay.
Exactly.
23 minutes can you stop me, huh? We're running out of time, but hour and 30, are we?
We
But definitely,
good.
brother, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Definitely going to continue to follow you. I'm looking forward, to see how you change people's lives, especially our youth. Man, that's the most important thing, because we already know how, why we're at where we're at now. But in order to make up that gap in that privilege test, we're making those investments now so they can take that, use that, and then bring it to their family. And that's how the legacy starts.
Yeah. I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey, because somebody's going to need it. Bow.